Hey everybody, have you thought about, in a growing market, does it make sense to be a landlord or even own a home when prices are going up and interest rates are going up? Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, it's Justin here with team leader of Justin Udy and Team Real Estate. We've had so many questions about, does it make sense to even buy a property, lease a property, own a property, when prices have gone up last year in Salt Lake County alone, 26.9%, and we saw interest rates just recently improve and increase again, and they're saying they'll continue to go up. Let me tell you a couple things that I just want you to consider. When I first bought my very first little duplex, 3065 South, 7th East, height of the market, I bought that property thinking, man, I'm overpaying this interest rate. Does this make sense? Should I even get into this? And whether it be an investment or whether it be a home, the concepts are exactly the same, because I knew the following. I knew that I wanted to buy real estate and not wait. And I knew if I waited too long, I would never buy anything. Number two is I wanted to be in the market, not in the field. I didn't want to be watching all these things that were going on. I don't want to say I had fear of missing out. I just knew that was a financial decision that I either had to put it into stocks and bonds, or I needed to put it into real estate, or I needed my money working for me some way to create the wealth and financial security that I was looking for. But I bought that property, and guess what happened? The market went like this, boom, for the next 4 years. Fortunately, I knew for me, that property was something that I wanted to be into. The cash flow covered the mortgage, and that property over time, guess what happened? It went down, and then it went right back up. And what ended up happening is not only did that property end up appreciating over time, but I was able to increase those rents over time. And I actually sold that property with the equity that was built into that property. And that's what pushed us into the 8-plex. And now that property is now creating the similar type of scenario. Man, I'm overpaying for this. Man, my interest rate isn't the best. And over time, we've seen these changes and adjust. So I want you to know that I am the same person with my single family home. Thought the exact same thing with my first home, my second home. And I will tell you, if you get nervous, if you feel those reserves, the struggle's real. It's really a challenge sometimes. So I want to give you a couple real quick tips to think about. And buying and selling real estate, does it even really make sense to own? And I want to give you a couple reasons why. And I made a couple notes here. So number one is when you own a property, what happens is if you're renting, you're paying off the landlord's mortgage. Whereas when you own the property, you're paying off your own mortgage. The next thing I want you to think about is this, is that when you have somebody else is renting a property, that monthly payment is typically always going up. Yes, we hear about some different things like, oh, there's gonna be a softening and different things. It's not gonna be the amount of softening that the interest rates, it's very gradual. Any changes in the market are gradual. There's never this jump down. So understand that historically, rents end up continue to go up. Whereas on an ownership side, you end up getting higher cash flow over time. Getting to the next point here is that as rents increase, it actually pinches the renter's pocketbook of the inability to save the money to actually get into something. So by people renting, it makes it actually harder to get into a home, because every time they are trying to save, the rents continue to go up. Whereas for a homeowner, what happens is those increase in rents actually pad that investment. You're actually now able to save more money to get into the next one. I will tell you, on multiple times when I have got into an investment property, I've gone into the investment amount accounts of what is the additional cash sitting in there, and use that investment cash to get into the next investment, because the increased rents has padded it that way. And finally, the last thing I want you to think about in the difference between owning and having a property versus those people that are renting is that as those rents rise, people have the inability to end up being a homeowner. It actually eliminates that option. And unfortunately, we've met multiple people that just have had such an inability to save that cash. Whereas over time, when you own, you end up building equity. You start compounding that equity over time. Folks, I'm just gonna tell you the main thing is don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate and wait. I know prices are high. I know interest rates are high. We have to be very smart in the way that we're purchasing properties. That's why we look at them not only as a sticks and bricks physical property that physically has the value, but we're also thinking about what is the opportunity in that property. Because if we have the choice to keep a property and hold it, the rent rates aren't any better. Last story, and I'm gonna let you go. Had somebody that came into the office, had a large amount of cash, and they said, look, market's gonna fall. I feel like we should probably rent for X amount of years. Ran the numbers backwards. They were gonna spend $48,000 in rents over the next few years based on their needs. And I was like, how many years would it take if the market tanked today when the market had made an adjustment? That 50,000 drop didn't happen in 2 years. They would actually be more backwards in renting compared to the worst economic crisis that we had based on the size, the percentage in the home that they had. And so just consider the fact you can lock into a lower interest rate, lock into the prices where they are now, because the rates today will not be where they are in 2 years. Even if prices did adjust, the rates are going to be higher, and terms are as valuable as price. If this is helpful to you or somebody that you know, please share this. If you need our help, we are here to help you. Our team of experts and myself are dedicated to assist you in knowing values, helping you buy and sell your home. If you need any assistance, please reach out, and hope to see you then. Thanks.